Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. Today we are going to talk about the Red Sound Darkstar VOCODA, which is basically a Red Sound Darkstar that we have talked about last week, with a dedicated EPROM to be installed under the hood. Given the notoriety of the Darkstar, I was surprised that information on the VOCODA is rare. I couldn't even find a YouTube video about it. The VOCODA EPROM itself is easy to find, but, sorry XP2 owners, can only be used in the original version of the Darkstar. For those of you who are too young to know what a VOCODA is, people who can't sing used it for creating vocals before there was Changing the EPROM is easy. Just pull the standard chip straight up, align the notches of the new chip and the socket, try to keep all those creepy caterpillar legs in line, and then firmly insert the EPROM without using too much force.
Almost sexual, isn't it, Smithers?
It seems like that worked out pretty well, but I have to admit that I have no idea how to actually operate this thing. Maybe the VOCODA overlay helps. Well, not really, and my overlay has probably seen better days. I am no expert on VOCODAs, but this does look a bit different to what I know. Seems like the manual is my only friend in this one. Oh, we still need one of those 3-finger death punch reset actions to fully convert the Darkstar into the VOCODA. To make things even more complicated, the VOCODA offers 5 different modes. You can use it as a filter bank, as a standard VOCODA, either with the internal oscillator or an external carrier signal, as some kind of 4-month synthesizer, and as what Red Sound calls the sequence coder. I will try to get to the bottom of this a little later. You've already heard 3 of those modes in our little intro tune. The filter bank on drums and guitars, some Bad Gear audio branding using the internal oscillator, and the 4-man synthesizer for all the rest. The synth didn't really convince me in this application. Let's see if we can make it sound cool. Probably not. Navigating the joystick feels like walking through a minefield. I wanna know if we can get some classic VOCODA sound using the microcorg as a carrier signal. Not bad, but I didn't find a way to actually improve speech intelligibility, for example by adjusting the level of unvoiced sounds. But I think you got the message. We haven't covered the sequence coder yet, which is basically a step sequencer controlled version of the filter bank. As is tradition, we will use it to mangle some gear, good and bad. Verdict. The VOCODA incarnation of the Darkstar still reminds me of a movie. Unfortunately, this time it's not a low-budget masterpiece like the namesake of the Darkstar. I would compare it to Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, or maybe Titanic. It is not very enjoyable to use, and there are better sounding options both in the software and hardware domain. As the pragmatist that I am, I will switch back to the original Darkstar chip and use my microcorg whenever I need any VOCODA sounds. Thanks for watching, see you next time. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to like and subscribe and leave a comment what other kind of bad gear you would like to see and hear on the show.
Shine on